Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Peace Dealer, walking down this hot Vegas sun on this wonderful Sunday. So don't mind the sweat. I sweat very easily. Other than that, I would like to share recently channeled wisdom that also correlates with the sequence of this apocalypse cycle. So a lot of these events are based on the beginning of the apocalypse cycle that started March 21st, 2020. Now that we are finishing the first phase and segueing into the beginning of the end of the world, marked by Saturn and Pisces. If you think that Saturn is a representation of the totality of the physical material universe, and Pisces is the end of the zodiac, hence the beginning of the end of the world, starting at the beginning of Saturn and Pisces, okay? That being said, now that we're here, the first 2 years was to set the stage of this apocalypse. And the reason why I'm saying it like this is this message will apply to you if you have any prominent Gemini energy, progressed Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Mars, anything there, okay? Anything you were born with in Gemini is your connection to enlightenment through angels, okay? Angel means messenger. The messenger of the zodiac is Gemini. Gemini is the expression of Aquarius, the third heaven, where the gods, the realm of the gods and the celestials, from Sag to Pisces. Okay, Pisces is like a beyond verse. But Gemini are the angels that intermediate between gods and humans. And so, it's something that I touched on very lightly and vaguely, but never really gave more details about, had a lot to do with the universe recalling air signs frantically. It's something that I mentioned because it was still in development and there weren't, as much need for details to be expressed, but it's something that I mentioned very vaguely in certain lives, saying that the universe is recalling Libras and Aquariuses. I mentioned it specifically with Libra, where Libras have reached a balance between this worldly plane and the celestial plane, and they're starting to really step into success and great fame, and now the universe is recalling them and drafting them to war. And you have a lot of Libras that are like, I don't want to leave behind this 3D reality or my family to be a part of these conflicts and skirmishes. And that's something that will only make sense to Libras. Aquarians are already representing of this third heaven, so they're the ones that are probably drafting. And of course, angels, okay? The celestial axis of the zodiac is Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. And relative to that, because the North Node has finished through Gemini, all of God's angels are ready. So, the apocalypse cycle has many events. Many of you refer to Revelations, which is a very key text that gives certain insight about, the trumpets, the bowls, and the day of the Lord, okay? Many of you are awakening to the fact that you're here because you're a part of the judgment process. Many people here have human vessels and forms, but some of you have angel spirits, Gemini sun, celestial spirits, Aquarius sun, okay? Fallen spirits is a Libra sun, but not every Libra is a fallen angel, okay? Huge, important distinction to make. Many Libras choose to go through the fallen chapter to help assist others in that vibration. So Libra is an intermediary type of celestial being in between Gemini and Aquarius, representing the second heaven. We know Lucifer fell into the second heaven with the third of the angels, a third of the air signs. And of course, the ruler of the power of the air is Venus, the morning star. So that being said, this video once again applies if you are an angel or if you have connection to angels. Many of you have awakened to your angelic being. Some of you, your spirit is attached, or your soul is attached to a specific angel or group of angels that express themselves from you, versus some of you actually being angels. This message does not apply to everybody, and I'll explain why. Many of you who have gotten this awakening, it was for a reason. All right, a lot of the awakening of these abilities is really to just access and interface with metaphysical phenomena and beings that your own brain can't process. I'm looking at the word miracle ear right now. So with that being said, what this video is about is one of the events that kicks off the apocalypse as we gear towards Armageddon is the fated angel-demon war. One of the greatest wars of all time, if you think about Daniel 12:1, starts to kick off. If you notice, many wars have different theaters or episodes or skirmishes, right? There's several fronts or theaters in the war if it happens in different places, and there's certain phases. The first part of this phase kicks off now that most beings on this planet has awakened, as this is an intergalactic conflict happening in different star systems, planets, dimensions. All the cursed spirits that exist and demons propelled by fallen angels are going to war directly towards angels. So this is different from the run-of-the-mill psychic attack many of you have been facing. The reason why many of you, especially if you're angels, this is where if you're not an angel, you probably know an angel or you're connected to one. If it don't apply, please let it fly. Because there's so many different phases of this conflict that angels are not, it doesn't just center around angels. If you're not one, then you're still involved in a different way. This message is specifically just to the angels, okay? I don't say this to exclude you because it'll still apply to you, but this is, for those of you listening to this and you're like, oh my gosh, that's why I was revealed my connection to Gabriel. You're a target. The full moon in Aquarius is the gateway shift that will signal coming into Virgo season, the completion of the Pisces transit that brings about the change of awareness in order to step into this first facet of this conflict. That being said, calling all angels as a representative of Archangel Michael, calling all angels, okay? You are at current not only a target to all the resident demons and cursed spirits in your area. You didn't need me to tell you this. Prepare to fight. This is not some kind of video where I'm your guru and I'm telling you stuff you don't know. Chances are, if you watch this, you have angelic energy. You sense this too. This video is confirmation for you. And if any of you are still holding back, don't play yourself. We're in the apocalypse now. It's kill or be killed. Not like it wasn't before, but there's a certain energy to it. So be very mindful, because you're going to start to see, more so than ever, the fruits of your hard work and training begin to pay off. And many of you will feel like you're not ready or there's more training, but you're going to get that training during this conflict, okay? If it don't apply, let it fly. But if it applies, you need to vocalize and share your thoughts and comments. Many of you are starting to see more of the demonic influence around the people you're around. You can't take personal these attacks. They're using whatever willing vessel is necessary as a 3D base in order to fight this war. A major facet of this war is fought here on Earth. And so you have spirits of all kinds possessing human beings, whether because they had a fair contract and agreement, or it's done by force, which is probably demonic influence. So that being said, I just wanted to kind of sound the alarm and share a reminder of the event that is upcoming. Aquarians and Libras are going to have a different perspective, and I hate to say it like that because it's not zodiac signs. This is just my way of making sense of it in a way that we can process. It's way deeper than that. But regardless of your sign, if you're an angel, get ready to fight. The moon is in Sagittarius. It's going to integrate in Capricorn. We're going to complete the Stargate, the intergalactic Stargate, with Saturn on the moon opposite Sun, and that square to the nodes is going to open a portal that's going to kick off the fated angel-demon war. Angels versus demons. This is the first part of the conflict that's going to span all the way throughout the apocalypse. And this is where if you see people think of things or talk about things as there's going to be a split in this world, that's not going to be physical. Some people are going to go to 5D, some people are going to go to 3D. That kind of takes its place. The first part of that isn't some kumbaya. We're in 5D now. It's a conflict and a struggle. And so to people who are not necessarily initiated to these mysteries or aware of these dynamics, doesn't even mean that they're less woke. It doesn't mean they're not woke. They're just not meant to awaken to it. Many of you have underestimated your gifts by trying to feel like, oh, other people just haven't woken up. No, it's that they're not on your level. And that doesn't mean that you have to be narcissistic about it. It's just an added responsibility. Because as messenger, because as what you represent, you're here to defend humanity. You're here to defend the principles of justice and integrity. So please don't take my word for this. The 10 minutes that I've been talking, I want you to treat every single one of my words as the ramblings of a madman. I've not offered you any proof behind anything that I said. So you have to actually assume that I'm full of shit. I pulled all of this out my ass. But here's what's going to happen. You with your own eyes are going to see everything that I'm saying. And I'm telling you once again, the full moon in Aquarius is the gateway that's going to kick this in. That being said, many of you have already started to fight this war. Some of you all your life. So this is just going to segue and integrate it into the main theme. And all the Leos, this is where Leo is very important. Leos are the main character. So just like a camera follows the main character in the story, the sun follows Leo suns and other expressions of Leo like rising and moon through their day. Be very mindful as fire signs will light the way, especially if you're one yourself, towards how to navigate through this conflict. As such, many of you air signs may be paired with fire signs, romantically, platonically, through business, in order to fight this conflict. Because it's not as simple as just swords being drawn. Many of these conflicts are philosophical, ideological. Okay, when gods fight, it's more philosophical than physical, because things happen in the spiritual before they happen here in the physical. I'm very honored to share this message. You're going to see an increase and intensification of how serious many of these conflicts are, and you may be fighting battles that other people will have no idea you're involved in. Fight that good fight, okay? You're going to understand more the integrated nature of all angels. And this is going to also coincide with the full-on awakening and activation of your spiritual gifts. Similar to Bleach, and how vice captains and captains had to put a limiter, Gente Kaijo, so that they wouldn't affect with their spiritual pressure the world of the living. Many of you were born here, so it took a 30-year Saturn return cycle to properly decompress this excess power so that you wouldn't be unreasonably stressed as a baby. It is time to fight. Whether you've had your Saturn return or not, be very aware. The devil is prowling to and fro, seeking who they may conquer. Okay? And this is no time to give in to distractions. You want to be more focused than ever, more than you are. And most importantly, enjoy. These are the times of our lives. And this level of passion and purpose that's going to be instilled through these conflicts will have you break through more powerful than ever. Just don't ever give up, no matter how dark things go. This is going to be a long-standing conflict. Armageddon is still a ways away. Not that long, but still not that far. Okay, given that we've already started the first part, and this next part is where things get super serious. Things did not get serious now. Everything up until now was a beta test and setting the stage, okay? The opposite of this is you're gonna see certain people who generationally or contextually, generationally, if their parents made pacts with certain dark forces, hey, when I have this child, give us success. When we have a child, you can possess his body. Like, you're going to start to see people who have chosen that side, and they're going to recognize you, and it's on and popping. It's not a joke, okay? Once again, don't take my word for it. See for yourself. So where are you? Who do you represent? How is this message resonating for you? Have you also seen signs of this? It's gonna just happen. It's nothing you have to be worried about. Everything you have to be aware of, and understand that it's in the context of an all-out war between all cursed spirits and angels. It was an inevitable war, but for a time, given that certain beings were sealed, it was put off until now. Sealed. Saturn, Aquarius, square nodes. If you think the outpouring of spirit to evil and good people has been a lot, wait for this one. Prepare for war. Godspeed. Peace.